Oh! Hi, this is Caspar from Gearbox Records, and I'm going to talk about Masterdisks today. This is a master disc that we cut here at Gearbox, which then goes into creating your vinyl records. This disc is a lacquer disc. It's an aluminium disc coated in a nitrocellulose core, and it's totally blank, mirror finish. It's very tasty. It's made by a company called MDC in Japan. There were two American companies up until 2020 making them, Apollo and Transco, but unfortunately their factory burnt down, so we're left with just the one lacquer company. There's another form of master disc called a DMM, direct metal master, which is a copper disc, and by cutting onto metal you can remove one of the stages of processing, which you have to go through when using a lacquer disc. This test disc that I have here, I've cut some grooves on this as a test. It gets sent to a factory for electroplating, and they'll create a father disc which has got ridges instead of grooves, and then that can then be used as a stamper, or you can grow a couple more sets of metal work, and then the stamper disc then gets created hundreds and thousands of records. Other benefits in some ways of having a DMM cut: you can fit a little bit more time on a side, and you don't get a phenomenon called pre-echo, which you can sometimes get with lacquers, where the groove that's currently being cut kind of pushes the adjacent groove out the way slightly, and then you can sometimes hear a slight echo of the music before it comes. Something about the sound of lacquers is incredibly natural. It's definitely my preferred format for cutting masters. Particularly soft material, so you have to process it quite soon after being cut. Within a few days I get asked to cut a dub plate or an acetate, which is a one-off cut on this particular material on this disc, for DJs to go and play at parties and such. But the problem with acetates and the soft material is that you can only play them a few times before they wear out. You hear much higher surface noise after a couple of plays, and sometimes the high frequencies start to break down. So in some ways it makes it even more special that you can only get a limited number of plays on them. But really, the first few plays is going to be the best sounding record you've ever heard. But yeah, thank you MDC for sticking around. You were my favourite lacquer anyway, so I'm glad you're still here and you didn't burn down. But they smell great when you take them as well. Really is it's quite nice having a box of lacquers curing in here. Not like we sniffed them or anything like that.